Hello everyone, we are back in the dollhouse today. I'm finally getting around to making a bed for Azalea and Steven's bedroom. It is made out of wood with a little art palette from Walmart. And I did have the Dream Glow bed from 1985. It unfortunately got smashed a couple of years ago. I tried to put it in a safe place, so naturally a box fell on it. All that I have left is the bedding, well, most of it anyway. It did come with a bedspread and 3 pillows and a canopy. I have all 3 pillows left, and then the bedspread, which actually does still glow in the dark these 40 years later. I did try to get footage of that, but it just wasn't going to show up with the light from my phone. But you'll see the 3rd pillow at the very end of the video. I put it on the bed. So now on to the tutorial. As I said, I started with an art palette that I bought just at Walmart, one of those wooden palettes. It measures about 9 by 12. So it's just the right size for a pretty large bed to go in our dollhouse room. And you can see it's not very ideal on its own, so I wanted to put little legs. I got these wooden pegs at Hobby Lobby. They weren't tall enough, so I added a block. But to do that, to make them more sturdy, I decided I wanted to make dowels. So I got out my handy little hand drill, and I used toothpicks as my dowels. As you will see, I just cut off little bits of toothpicks. You can see I marked in the center of the square and also the center of the little wooden peg. Now I'm starting with a small size drill and then moving up to a larger bit. Because I know that my drilling is not going to be ideally and perfect, I made it one size bigger so that it had a little bit of a give to where with the glue still wet, I could get it to line up and be perfectly straight. So here I am just kind of dry fitting. You can see it's not cut down yet. It's pretty short, but I'm going to go ahead and glue it into the little cube first. And once that dried, I went ahead and clipped the end of the toothpick shorter and made sure that it fit nice and snug in the little peg. Okay, so here I'm going to go ahead and dry fit now that the glue had dried. So that's just kind of helping me gauge how much I need to cut off to make sure that it fits. I used a wire cutter. You can use scissors as well. And then I applied glue to the entirety of that round peg on the bottom as well as the hole. And I put a little bit of extra glue around the dowel. And then I just put it together and let them all sit and dry and harden. Takes about 24 hours for wood glue to cure entirely. On to the headboard. It wouldn't be a project of mine if I didn't have something uneven, so good thing I'm covering this with upholstery. I went ahead and flipped it over and drew the line again. That is a very important line. That is where the end of the box goes. So you can see I'm lining it up. And so I'm upholstering. I'm wanting to have a little bit of padding, but I don't want to have padding going all the way down, just so that there's a kind of a more solid surface for that to glue onto. My headboard was made out of a little decor item that I got from the Dollar Tree. It's just a little wood sign. You can see it has little holes. Those came in very handy. It helped me mark that 1/4 inch all the way around to make where I'm going to have my tufting go on my tufted headboard. I used graph paper and I marked out 1-inch squares. You can see I put little dots, and then I just glued it to some paperboard. And then I used a safety pin to poke through where the dots were. That's going to make it a lot easier to thread my needle through. For the cushioning for my headboard, I'm using 3 layers of felt. You can make yours thicker if you want. It just is up to you. I wanted it fairly flat, so what I did is I took 2 layers that go down to that line marked, and then the 3rd layer covers my paperboard where my grid is. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to lay that on the bottom, and the 2 layers over the top will make sure that my tufting grid does not show through the thin fabric. I don't want that paperboard showing through on the seams or anything like that. I chose a stretch polyester fabric. We actually used the wrong side of this. It's a pretty blush color, but I thought that that wrong side was it kind of looked like miniature velvet, so that's what we use. It's also very stretchy, which is ideal for any kind of upholstery fabric or upholstery project like this. As you can see, it stretches really easily. We didn't actually cut the shape out until we were gluing it on, just kind of worked as we went. There I am. I'm going to layer my grid with my felt and then my fabric on top, and I used a safety pin to just kind of go in on one corner just to hold those layers of felt and fabric all together. It just made it easier for me to get started working and keep everything nice and straight. So you can see here I'm going in with that safety pin. Again, it's optional. It just made it a little easier for me to work. It's actually a pretty easy process to do this tufting with everything kind of in place. I would definitely don't tie off your thread. Keep it nice and long so you have a lot to work with. You can see we use some beads as little buttons and just to kind of help keep the thread from popping back through. And then I just went square to square. One stitch with a bead on each, and I kind of tightened it as I went. But again, leaving that without a knot means that you can go through the grid and pull it if you think that you need to tighten anywhere to get more of a pucker from that tufting. So I'm just kind of going through, adding one bead, one stitch. If I ran out of thread, I kept the tails loose again until the very end. Here I am all done. I'm going to go ahead and give it a couple of tugs in a couple of spots where I thought that it needed to have a little more pucker, and then I need to secure it. So I'm going to go ahead and hot glue each of those little dots down, and that's going to make sure that your thread does not fall out. I also cut a piece of paperboard to cover the entire back of that headboard. This is just going to be covered in the same fabric to make sure that it's nice and neat. There are going to be no seams showing, even though this is going against a wall. So you can see I'm using the same fabric, just kind of following along and hot gluing it down onto our paperboard. And then I'm going to kind of take my time here and pull it nice and taut. Again, that stretchy material helps a lot with this part. And I'm also going to make sure I'm clipping all of my corners and keeping it nice and flat as possible, because this is just to kind of hold down the back end and disguise where all of that glue is. I don't want a big bulky amount of glue. I want it as flat as possible. So here at the top, you can see I'm just going to kind of clip in and add that curve, follow along the paperboard, add a few clips to make it easier to bend and keep flat, and glue it down just like I did with the rest. I was done, I went ahead and dry fit it. I wanted to make sure that it fit and looked really nice against the back of that headboard before moving on to the front. So here I'm going to clean up these edges. Again, I want that part where it lines up with the wooden box as flat as possible. It's going to make it as sturdy as it can be. So I'm going to just trim off any extra felt here. Make sure it lines up with that line. I went ahead and I added a couple of dots of glue right up next to where those little holes were in my little palette there, and that is going to hold the top in place while I do this to make sure it's not sliding around. So I clean this part up, and then it's just a matter of attaching it. You can see I'm dry fitting again before I get started gluing. Measure twice, cut once. So I made sure everything lines up perfectly, and then I'm going to go ahead and add a line of glue at the top before I go ahead and glue down the sides. I want as little glue there as possible, enough to hold it in place, but not enough to create any bulk. I want it as flat as possible. The rest of it was pretty much just like the back. I'm gluing it down one side at a time, taking my time, making sure I'm clipping corners, making sure I'm pulling the fabric tight to keep it nice and smooth, and then just kind of clipping around corners as you see. Once that was done, I attached the back to the front. I held it down, made sure that it was again nice and smooth and flat, and then it's just a matter of attaching the entire thing to the box. Now that my little legs have had time to dry, I went ahead and I decided to just finish them with a little furniture wax. I like the nice natural look of the wood, so I was just kind of careful not to get it on the part that I'm going to be gluing. I decided not to add dowels to attach the legs to the actual bed frame itself, to that box. I think there's enough glue space there, so I was extra cautious trying to make sure I didn't get any wax that would interfere with my glue setting on those legs adhering to that box. Here I am just dry fitting them. I got them glued and let everything sit for a day. And here it is completed. I do have a little sponge mattress that I make. I use sponge mattresses. That's what my old Dream Glow bed had, so that's what I do. It's just a piece of 1-inch foam, and I cut it to size, and then I cover the top of it with felt. That's not really necessary. It's just something I like to do. And then for a fitted sheet, I like to be able to take that off and clean it just in case my kiddo ever, drops anything on it or anything. So I made just a little quick pillowcase that I can cover the mattress with, and then I can tuck it in and get it put into the box, and it looks just like a fitted sheet. And there it is, all complete. It's a nice wooden solid dollhouse bed. A little close-up of the tufting on the headboard there. And then what the mattress looks like now that's all completely placed. I love the striping on that one leg. On to the bedding. I made these quite a while ago, just a couple of little pillows to match the sheet, some pretty little shams from material that my daughter picked out, and so a couple of shams, and then I've got a little bedspread that I made. It has a sheet of felt in the middle to make it a little bit thicker. It's so fun dressing these little doll beds, they're so cute. It's finally time to move this into our dollhouse. There's Steven standing next to it. You can see it goes up much higher on his leg. We have a little bit of decorating to do yet. There's that extra pillow. And it's even Max approved. You can see Max the dog loves sleeping on the bed now. Thank you for joining me while we made this wooden dollhouse bed. And if you'd like to see more content like this, subscribe, like, and comment, and share. Thank you.